2 weeks ago, right on this channel, I performed a video called 30% of educated black men are marrying and dating interracially. Very good video, over 18,000 views. I want to give you guys a shout out for commenting and making that video what it was, sharing it to your friends and family. Again, I definitely appreciate that. And this article I was actually responding to comes from a group that calls themselves JBHE, and the website is jbhe.com. Now, what does JBHE stand for? The Journal of Blacks in Higher Education. Meaning that this particular group or sect, they carry out certain statistics for blacks that graduate with at least a bachelor's degree. And they find out certain things about their spending habits and also their mating and dating choices. Now, remember, these are a group of people who perform these statistics, okay? So it's not anecdotal evidence. It's actually real evidence, right? Real statistics that prove their point. And I made a video talking about this, and there was a lot of butthurt in the comments. So much so that a young lady on that video came in and commented. Now, she was a black woman, I would assume African American. And, I was talking about how black men have more options because they're more educated and they can date a wide variety of women. And instead of her listening to what I had to say for the video, she came in and said something different. So it wasn't on point with what I was saying, but she wanted to change the conversation. And it says this: it's just a matter of time before black women catch up to that number. Over half of the young women in my family are either dating or married to a non-black man. And the contrary to the popular baby mama narrative, these young ladies have no kids, are cute, smart, and hard working. Now, I find that comment to be very interesting, and so should you. Because let's just, me personally, I don't interracially date, and it's not for me. Whatever you guys want to do is your decision. Whatever black women want to do is their decision. But notice how she comes in and tries to compare whatever black men are doing to her, or whatever black men are doing to black women. This article really had nothing to do with black women at all, but it had everything to do with black men dating out interracially. But instead of her dealing with the argument, she comes in to change it to say, black women will soon get to that number. Now, I mean, that article, it wasn't about a competition, who can go and date out the most. But obviously she felt the need to do so. And then what evidence does she show to prove her point? Let's go back to jbhe.com, the Journal of Blacks in Higher Education. I used a citation, a website, people who perform data to prove my point, right, in the article. Now, to be fair, this article doesn't talk about just black men alone. It talks about blacks in general, okay? African-American men and black women, but it referenced this particular piece about black men. What does she use for her evidence? The fact that she knows somebody, right? This is what a lot of African-American women will do. When you start talking about black men dating or marrying out, they will never attack what you have with statistics that can be proven or articles. What they're going to say is, I know somebody, all the women that I know. You see, they're going to make this a very personal thing. Yeah, you see, it's going to come away from the argument to something very personal. Over half of the young women in my family are either dating or married to a non-black man. They always do this. And I've noticed this. You see, like, for an example, if you say black women have a problem with the single motherhood issue, black women have a bad attitude. If you just talk about that, right? And a lot of black men, there's a consensus about these arguments. There's obesity problem, maybe there's a single mother problem, whatever. Black men all over the United States have some of the same talking points. Well, what do black women will talk about? And you can have data based off of single motherhood. You could have it in print. You can have data about obesity. What they're going to say? Well, I don't know where you guys are looking at because all of my friends are in shape. All of my friends are childless. Don't none of my friends have these issues. And see, it's another way to basically, it proves two things. Number one, either they are enumerate, means you don't understand numbers or statistics. Because you might know 2 or 3 people that are not like that. The article is not asking if you know 2 or 3 people are like, hell, I know 30 or 40 black women who are not like that. I have some of them in my family also. The article was talking about a group of people. Statistics talk about groups of people. And a second reason why they do that is because they don't want to admit that that problem exists. See, the situation about the black community is pretty much this, okay? And this doesn't just happen with black women. It happens that, we talk about crime or drugs or black failures. It's a way to get defensive because you don't want to face the truth. All right? But and also it's a way to say, it's a way to get away from the actual shame that's out there. People who don't like the truth are going to look for any reason to get around it. And as a group of women, when it comes out that 30% of your educated men are leaving and marrying other women, what does that really say? It says that our men don't want us to a certain degree. To some people, that's what it means. And people start to ask the question, why don't your men want you? You see, when somebody reads that article, if you're black or non-black, the obvious question comes is, why are these men doing what they're doing? Why are not these men dating in their race? Like, for example, you have white men, there's like 10% dating out of the race. Why is it for 30% of black men? And when you ask us questions for why, then you probably have to go to black men and ask them why. And then out of fear, they're going to tell you. You see how that works? So let's go ahead and make a counter argument about who we know to get away from that. Because our men don't want us. Then they'll come with different things. Well, the white girls you're getting are ugly. The white girls you're getting are fat. The white girls you're getting are musty. The white girls you're getting are dusty. The white girls you're getting are crusty. Coming back to the question, why don't your men want you? And then when you find out why, then you have a problem. But no, what they want to do to change the argument is to say, oh no, we are also dating out just like they are. See, black men, they're dating out, but so are we. You see? It's really, there isn't a problem. We're just doing it because we have more options. But when you actually look at the article, and the article says 30% of black men who are educated are marrying out, and 12% of black women are marrying out who are educated, that's a big disparity. It's a 250% disparity. It's either 12% or 14%. And that's why you have to come around and say, well, black women are catching up to that number. Well, they have about 18% to catch up to the number. And again, it goes back to not wanting to deal with the issue. And they do it all the time. Whenever you bring an issue that you put it on the table with black women, with statistics, they're going to come out and they're going to make an argument based off of somebody they know. Almost certainly. And what does that tell me? It tells you that when it comes to things that happen in the African American community for things that are sensitive, like crime or out of wedlock births or why black women ain't getting married, or why are black people poor, those things, you're never going to get a serious, honest debate. You're going to get a lot of lame excuses. You're going to get excuses after excuses after excuses. You're going to hear, well, that's not my experience. You know, they're going to make it personal to them as if they are greater than the group. So I just wanted to talk about that, guys. So, you know, let me know what you guys think on that. This is the video that I am responding to again, and I call it the Black Women Are Dating Interracially 2 argument. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. If you guys didn't like the content, make sure you subscribe to us on patreon.com/Negromanosphere. $5 a month. You know, we're the only black male media outlet that writes on black male issues. We've been doing so, over 1,100 articles strong. Support black men. Support what we are doing over at Negromanosphere.com. And again, as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.